Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, and it is time for Car Talk. Brad Doenges is in the house, and he brings friends all the time. How you doing,
Of course
Brad?
I do. Yeah, no, that's what life is all about, is our friends and good customers, the community we're in. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We're so glad you're with us for Car Talk. Hard to believe it's July 11th. I'm amazed by that. That's
it's flying.
It is flying.
It is flying.
I'm in a mode of high little bit of anxiety and stress because I'm getting ready to go on vacation next week. And yeah, that always happens. And,
How much more can I get done before I really gotta go?
but we're seeing lots of that at the dealership.
Yeah.
Lots of people taking time off. Some are road trips. Some getting new rides before they go. And it's a busy time of year for us. It definitely is. And I do have Debbie Halpin here with me this morning. Say hello, Debbie.
Hi.
Debbie's the executive director at Hopestone Cancer Support Center. Been on the show many times, and we've got you here today because back in April, we had our anniversary event, and our customers as they bought a car, got to choose a charity to support. And second year in a row, Hopestone Cancer Support Center was the most selected charity.
That's awesome.
It's so awesome.
Wonderful.
And we're going to give you your gift today. I actually left it at the dealership.
It's all
in
good.
my rush to get everything done before vacation.
I know where to find you.
Yeah, we had about a dozen, 15 different nonprofits selected by our customers this year.
That's fantastic.
Many of the same ones from last year, like K-Life and the Boys and Girls Club, and so many YMCA, the Nature Conservancy. There was I had the list. I forgot.
There's a lot of them here. That's for sure.
But
we
many
have a lot
of our favorites and all the community's favorites, and it's a great event that we like to do every anniversary and every April, and we'll continue doing that. But we love to support Hopestone Cancer Support Center because of all the great work you do in our community and taking care of people at that point in their life when they need it the most, I think, or maybe there's more opportunities to be helped, but this is one that's really important service you guys provide in our community.
It definitely is. We try to take care of all the day-to-day stuff. We can't do the fight. We can't take the chemo. We can't do the radiation. We can't do those things. But we try to make sure that we are there and available to do some day-to-day things. Make sure that they have gas in their car. Make sure that if they need to go to Houston, they can get to Houston. They can stay there. They don't have to worry about the expense of that. Making sure they have their prescription medications. We have so many different things, exercise classes, a lot of exercise classes. And one of the new and exciting things is we just finished our new kitchen.
Oh.
So every Wednesday we prepare about 200 meals for cancer patients and their families. And those 4 different meals are prepared, packaged, and delivered to their homes, so that they're sure they have 4 good meals for themselves and their families. And
That's
so
great.
obviously our space was not efficient for that. So we found a fabulous contractor. Jim Winters came in, took Dan Kelleher's designs, gathered a great team, Mike McClintock and from McClintock Electric, and Ernest Heapnair, Daigle Plumbing, all the really good guys who are constantly giving in our community. Bartlesville regulars, and boy, did they do a fabulous job. We are so excited. It's absolutely
down at the location.
Yeah, it's down at the location, so anybody can come down and see it. It's absolutely gorgeous. We did some flipping around. We still have our kids space, and we still have our lymphatic gentleman who comes in and does lymphedema training and stuff for people. And Jason Elmore is still there. So we still have all of the things we originally had, but we took those 2 offices and made them a huge kitchen.
Oh.
And then the Leadership Bartlesville class, we're so honored. The Leadership Bartlesville class selected us in the Journey Home, who's another fabulous organization,
another great support organization
as their project. And so the Leadership Bartlesville class purchased all new kitchen equipment for us.
Oh, great.
So we are fully prepared
Ready to
and
go?
ready to go.
And got the volunteers to
We
cook the
do.
meals?
The volunteers come in and cook the meals, and it is just fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. So that just got done happening.
How exciting.
And then obviously we also have wigs, hats, scarves, all of that kind of stuff, support groups, nutritional supplies, anything that they would need on a regular basis. So, and we're so honored. We're so honored and thankful, that you do this into the community, because that's where all of our funding comes from, is the
Yeah.
community.
Well, and this organization started here.
Yes, it
this
did.
is not like something that's gone
No.
across the nation. I mean, Hopestone is a Bartlesville thing,
Yes, it
started
is.
by a Bartlesville resident who
Yep.
got cancer. And,
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about that story, because it's
So,
really great history.
Jennifer, she was Jennifer Williams when she lived here, went to Bartlesville, and she was diagnosed with stage 3B breast cancer. She had her mastectomy here and went down to Houston for some treatments. And while she was down there, she saw like all the different things that were around MD Anderson. There was arts, the arts district down there. There was exercise classes, there were support groups, and being surrounded by other cancer patients really helped her to mentally,
have some sense of normalcy.
Right. And so when she came back, she decided that that's what she wanted to do here in Bartlesville, her hometown.
Yeah.
Because there is, and there was at that time, a large cancer presence in this community.
Well, I think there is everywhere.
Yes,
truthfully.
yes, unfortunately there is. And so she decided, I'm gonna find a space and I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna create a peaceful place where cancer patients can come and gather. And so in 2012, she got a group of friends together, created a board of directors. If anybody knew Jennifer McKissick, she was a force to be reckoned with. And so she made it happen. And we went, I started working with her in 2014. And our vision was just very, I have a huge cancer background. I'm a survivor, and a lot of members of my family. So her and I had a lot to talk about.
Okay.
And it was just a really good fit.
I think everybody listening probably has had it touch their lives one way or another.
Yeah, it's not a rare occurrence these days,
No.
that's for sure. And it doesn't discriminate. Doesn't care whether you're 6 months old or 60 years old or 90 years old.
Yeah.
It really doesn't care. It's happening younger and younger.
You think so?
And it's pretty scary, because the younger people, they don't really realize how important it is to be aggressive with your care. Doctors, we all know what happens with physicians. They've got 6,000 patients they're trying to take care of. And, somebody comes in with a stomach ache or something, and, take an antacid or, do this thing, Nexium, Prilosec, all of those things. And that's the end of it. Right? So, but you shouldn't be on Prilosec or Nexium for years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
Something's going on. And so I think it's really important to educate the community. And I think they're hearing us. I do think they're hearing us. We're seeing it happen, more younger and younger people coming in. Breast cancer, colon cancer. Those are two big, huge ones.
Well, you do have to be aggressive with those. And I think that the earlier you get aggressive with it, the more likely your survival is.
Yes. And early detection is key.
Yeah.
It's key.
So go see your doctors regularly, do your checkups. And, that's it's an important part of what the support you do. And it's interesting to hear now that you're doing more of that really telling the story of what happens and getting people to maybe be more aware of that, and not just doing the support. You've had that, but doing the outreach to kind of get people to hear that message, so that they're really aggressive when it does happen or get close to them.
And you don't think about what you put in your mouth and how it affects your body, right? We don't, because we're busy.
Yeah, no, we are.
Running in like 50 different directions.
I admit, I'm not one that I through my life has always had that attitude. I am very busy. I don't have time to go to the doctor. No way.
Yeah. No time to go to the doctor. No time to cook a meal. So you go through the McDonald's or whatever. Not that McDonald's is all bad, but we just, and we're eating and running and stress and all of those things. Our bodies.
Does that up.
And I'm sure and I'm sure you've heard this a million times. Your body is your temple. You need to take care of your body. You need to nourish your body correctly. You need to exercise. You need to get this space, this space,
attitude,
and this space,
your body,
all in the same place.
What you eat, how you feel, the stress in your life, all that. Whether it's at work or at home. I mean, we at work we talk a lot about that and try to really build in that balance of life stuff that gives the people a chance to breathe and not have that stress. I mean, I think the car business and when I first got in it, and it was famous for that. Truthfully, I remember when I first came to Bartlesville, I was shocked to learn that I was supposed to be there 6 days a week, basically bell to bell.
Yeah,
and that was news to me.
Not healthy.
As soon as I could, we changed that. All our team gets days off, and we encourage to build their, them to go to their kids' soccer games and go out there and do the stuff they need to do. And it makes it more complicated. Sure, it does at work. We have to cover for each other and constantly be, trying to shift and what change is so hard for people, but it is so important that we have those kinds of things in our lives. That's awesome to hear, and I know you guys have a lot of great other stuff going on. We mentioned the volunteer aspect of what you do. How do people? We kind of passed over that. Where are you located, and how do people get more information? What's the easiest way to access your services or to help whatever people are interested in?
So several different opportunities. We're at 206 Southeast Frank Phillips, right here in downtown, right down the street. Beautiful location.
Old drugstore, I
think. Crest Department Store.
Department store, that's
right. And so we're right down the street. We have a fantastic website. They can go onto our website at www.hopestonecancer.org.
Okay.
And the website's loaded with information. We have a Facebook page, so they can go onto our Facebook page, see what's going on, see what's happening. We have a lot of things coming up. We have our kids camp, which is our celebration of our cancer children and their siblings. So we have a huge event. It's September 28th this year.
Okay.
And it's a day for our kids to come in. We have arts and crafts. They're going to be painting a wall again this year. Arts and crafts, food. And then each child is given a gift bag that is custom made for them.
Cool.
We go out into the community and get sponsors in the community to buy a child's bag, and then there's a certificate on the front of the bag that lets the parents and the children know what organization actually purchased those gifts for them, because we're just a pass-through.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to help. We're just a pass-through. So I think it's very, very, very important that those organizations that allow us to survive and to provide these services are recognized as well.
Sure.
That's critical because we're all in this together. But it's a great day for the kids. I mean,
that sounds like a neat event.
It is hilarious because a lot of kids need new bikes, right? So they get a bike and a helmet and all the stuff they need for that. And then we have a beautiful second floor that's a wide open space, so they get on the bikes and they're riding their bikes around the space.
And you mentioned the brothers and sisters of folks or children of people with cancer.
Yes.
You think about that. Cancer doesn't just affect the patient.
No.
It does affect the whole family in a lot of ways. And especially young people this must be really difficult on a healthy young person dealing with that in their family, whether it's a sibling or a parent.
You know, those things, it's critical. We get the ambulance service comes too, and so it takes the fear out of a child having to be put into an ambulance. You know, if their siblings can actually go in there and see what's in there and the buttons and how it works and all of that stuff. The ambulance, Bartlesville ambulance, they're fabulous with the kids. They are really good with the children and really help to alleviate the fear. The fire department, you know, all of that. We try to get everybody involved. So it's a really great event. And then, of course, our Arts of Hopestone.
Yes, I was there last year.
Yes,
That was a great evening, and you had lots of fun. Yeah,
it's going to be huge this year. It's really turning into something special.
We really had a lot of fun there, and saw so many good friends, and
Yes.
and it was really a very enjoyable event on many
unique.
levels.
It's very unique and different. You know, it's not a catered event. It's, you know, we have a whole team that prepares like all these different dishes and stuff. And it's very, very, very social.
Yeah.
We go out into the community and get artists in the community to donate what they do. You know, Bartlesville Art Association is working with us this year. We have our Hopestone potters who are absolutely fabulous.
Those are great.
I have several quilters. I have jewelry makers, all different kinds, you know, painters and that type of stuff, but all different kinds of art. New York Pizza Experience is going to be donating a pizza party for 20.
Wow.
And those pizzas are absolutely fabulous, you know. Yeah, he's very special.
Good.
So he's going to be doing that, and we're just reaching out for all different types of arts for that particular organization, and looking for sponsors
Yeah.
for that as well.
That's a
So,
great
and
opportunity.
then Dad's Walk.
And Dad's Walk, yeah, that's one we talked about last time you were on the show
That's
last
going to
fall.
be massive. So we'll have to get together and talk about that.
Yeah,
'cause
we should do a
that's
special
going to
show for
explode
that. You
this
think,
year.
is it going to
Yes,
be
it
even
is.
bigger
Yes,
than
it
it
is.
has been? That's
It was huge last year.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is a great event that started with the man walking
Yeah. Yeah.
from, where is it? From Claremore?
Claremore to Copan. Yes.
And now it's still that, but it's also got some entertainment.
Huge this
big,
year.
Big bands. And
Yeah.
country western.
Some up and coming country artists, and just really fabulous food, fun. Osage Casino is going to be working with us on that this year, so we'll talk about that at a little bit later
little
date.
teaser there. That's great.
Let me get through kids camp and Arts of Hopestone.
And this heat we've
And the
got
heat.
coming, it's going to be very warm next week. So I know that's stressing a lot of cars. We're seeing them come in with everything, batteries, air conditioner problems, tires wearing too quick because it's 180 degrees on the pavement, stuff like that. So it's very warm, going to be that way next week. If you need help with your vehicle, come see us. Also out at the dealership, we've got Land Cruisers here.
I
We're
saw
talking-
that.
And a couple more coming right around the corner. That'll be here in early August. So we've got a beautiful black 1958 edition out there on the lot right now. You can go look at. Got two more coming in early August, like I said. We just got a great new allocation of Toyotas. We've got 38 on the ground or incoming right now. It's really cool because we haven't had some of these vehicles in quite a while. There's been an issue with a recall on the Prius that they stopped building. Actually, they stopped it for a while, but they're starting again. We got our first one allocated, so we'll have our first Prius in a few months on the ground here. It's a limited all-wheel drive. Should be here probably by the end of August. We have two Camrys. This is the all-new 2025 Camry. It's all hybrid. Everyone is hybrid. Everyone is all-wheel drive. It is the powertrain and the way these cars ride. I was talking to one of our great customers this week, and he's probably listening now, but he's a real lover of those Toyota powertrains, and he was talking about he was sad they had stopped producing the old V6 that in the Camry, which was one of the greatest engines, so reliable. But the truth is, this one is more efficient, more powerful, better ride. With Toyota, it's going to last. It's going to be a great powertrain for people, and the all-new Toyota Crown, we've got a couple of those on the lot. This replaced the Avalon, so it's really our highest-end sedan, and we do still have sedans in Toyota, too. I had a customer was in the showroom last week, and I went over and was talking to her, and she looked at one of the signs in there and said, "Do they still make that?" And she was pointing at a Camry, and I was... Yeah. She'd heard all the sedans were gone, and of course, many manufacturers have stopped making sedans.
True. That's true.
I do think that's one of the great things Toyota has is our great Corolla, Camry, Crown, and then all the variations of that now. Corolla has become, really a cool, flexible vehicle with the Corolla Cross and the GR Corolla Circuit Edition. That's another one we've got that's just allocated to us. This one actually might be here by the end of July. That's a very rare vehicle. It's GR is Gazoo Racing, so go Google that and you'll see the hot performance side of Toyota.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
Very cool. We got a couple Grand Highlander Platinums, a couple more Sequoias coming, 4Runners, four-wheel drive 4Runners. I mentioned the Land Cruisers. We also had a Sienna allocated to us. So pretty much across the board, all the Toyota models are available now at Doenges. And that's not, I couldn't say that all along in the last couple of years, but we're getting back to normal. Another thing I wanted to mention is we're getting some really great incentives on leases with Toyota and Ford for that matter. But there's a special kind of lease I think a lot of people don't realize is out there. It's called a one-pay lease. And this is where we're seeing a lot of people with higher interest rates buying cars with cash or selling something in the stock market or something and then putting it in their vehicle. And that's great if that's what you want to do. But at the same time, you're using your resources to buy a depreciating asset that over time is going to lose its value. You're going to use and you're going to want to exchange it for another one in a few years. Leases allow that to happen without having to buy the whole car. With a one-pay lease, you don't pay every month. You actually pay for it all up front. You've got you get all the miles. 24-month lease on this example, 12,000 miles a year. On a Corolla, that's only $9,000.
Wow!
So you're, rather than buying the whole car for $22,000 or $23,000. This one has an MSRP of $23,479. You can drive it for 2 years for $9,000. That's pretty compelling to me, and that way you can keep your $14,000 invested in the stock market or go on a big vacation or something.
Yeah.
But that works on all the vehicles. Camry's one-pay lease special this month is just under $12,000. There's a RAV4 one-pay lease around $11,000. There's a Highlander LE for $14,000, 24 4Runner SR5 $13,700, and a Tundra SR5 Crew Max with the TB package only $15,500. So those are just different. People don't often we don't do many, but they're a great option if you're if you're not wanting to make payments and are looking for a way to buy a car that keeps the money in your pocket. And then at the end of the lease, of course, you've got the choice of what to do with it. You can go ahead and buy the rest of the car if that's what you want to do, or you can give it back to Toyota and or sell it to us. We'll be happy. You could buy it if it's worth more than what your payoff with Toyota is. Buy it from them and trade it in on another one or sell it to us. You've got a lot of flexibility in a lease. On the Ford side, there's a couple of examples I brought where we've got leases that are, just as an example, a traditional payment on a retail payment at 5.9% for 72 months with zero down is $692 a month. So when you do a lease, you have this is 10,500 miles a year, so there is some flexibility on the miles on different leases. And with 10% down, it goes down to $413 a month. So that's almost $300 a month difference in just between a retail payment for 72 months and a lease. And again, that's just, it's a different way to buy a car, and it really is something people should consider more often. And anyway, that's
pretty darn good.
Talk about. Yeah,
It
it's
is
great
good.
stuff. And with our Doenges simple prices and the way we work, with our non-commissioned sales team, trying to really make it transparent and fast for our customers. We've been using some new technology that helps us do that at the point of sale. It's essentially the same stuff that's on our website, where you can go in and work your own deal, calculate your payment, put your trade information in, do a soft pull on your credit. You can actually know pretty much right what your payment's going to be.
Yeah.
So we use that now in the showroom, where manager will come out with the tool, and you can play around with it. It helps you structure your own deal. It's very transparent. We'll show you everything about our pricing. Go through the third-party validation, if you want, of looking at what other dealers have them priced at. We can look at transaction data, all the
That's a great
resources. So it is really a cool way to sell a car. We really like it, and it seems like the customers appreciate it too. So it really, really cool. And we're going to be continuing to evolve that and really using it to make our sales process different from what you experience at other dealerships. And that's a passion of mine. I like to do that. So one more time, I will talk about Hopestone and what's going on out there.
A lot of stuff.
Yes,
A lot of
there's
stuff.
always that need.
There is always that need. And we just hope, getting that diagnosis is completely overwhelming, not only for the individual receiving the diagnosis, but for those that they love and interact with. And it is devastating. It's like dropping a bomb in your life.
Yeah.
And we just want to be the person they turn to.
Well, it's a great service, and Bartlesville has a lot of services like that. You mentioned
do.
the Journey Home.
Oh, my
if somebody's
God,
going
so
through
many
the end of life
wonderful-
issues. Elder care is one.
Yes.
As you age and
Yeah.
you start to lose your independence, great.
That's
all
one.
these.
Samaritan counseling.
Right.
So I would, and I always encourage counseling. We have a partnership with Samaritan Counseling. We're going to have a fundraiser at the end of January where a cancer patient can go in and receive counseling services for $20.
Yeah, they do.
they're a
so much. Yeah, I've
fabulous,
referred a lot
fabulous
of
organization.
employees going through issues
yes.
to them, and
They are just
it's
fantastic. So we're so happy, and just so many wonderful nonprofits in this community. And that's, and I always say to people, they say, oh, well, you're vying for the same dollar. I said, no. I said, we're all in this together. And so,
in the dealership, we call it connectedness.
Yes,
it's easy
it
for
is.
our departments to get a little,
It's fine.
turkish, because we're kind of internal customers
Yes.
of each other too. But
Yes.
that goes both ways.
but think of how
and
much you
the community-
accomplish together.
Right, and the community has to do that
Yes.
with our nonprofit networks and the resources that we have, and that's a theme of the show and something that's great about Bartlesville. And we're running out of time, but that's great that we've been able to cover all that. It's really
We did good today.
What Sparks is all about. Sincere partnerships, aligned, resilient, Kaizen superheroes.
Yes.
And I think Hopestone is all of that. So.
God is good, my friend. God
Thank
is
you.
good.
Yes,
Always.
you are right about that, Debbie. All right. Well, thank you for coming to the show today, everybody, and thank you for all our great listeners and customers out there. Come see me at the dealership, and we'll be I'll be out there again in a few minutes.
You've been watching and listening to Car Talk right here on K1.